Episode 16, and I don't normally say the trip dates, but I'm going to start saying trip dates recording these episodes now. So this is episode 16, and the main places we visited, we went to Klamath, Klamath, Oregon, right?
Yep.
Klamath. What is Klamath? Klamath Falls is in Klamath.
I'm looking at maps. I think the town is called Klamath Falls.
We went to Crater Lake, and we went to Bend for this trip, and the trip lasted from June 18th, 2025 until June 24th, 2025, and we started the trip. We went to Doe Point Campground for the night in Eagle Point, Oregon, and I just remember getting there, and the bugs were absolutely horrible.
They were terrible.
We didn't spend any time outside at the campground. You tried looking for a minute or two to find access to the lake that the campground was on, but you never actually found any water access from the site that we were in, and the bugs were so bad.
Yeah, so Doe Point Campground is on Fish Lake in southern Oregon, and we were going that way because I wanted to go paddleboard on one of the lakes over there.
Well, I think Clear Lake was the main goal, right? Or no?
No, that was when we went on Lake of the Woods.
Right. So you wanted to go to Lake was Lake of the Woods the goal, your target for that area?
For that part of the trip.
Okay.
We covered a lot of ground on this trip.
We did cover a lot of ground. So we were at Doe Point Campground for the night, and then went down to the Fish Lake boat launch for coffee and breakfast in Eagle Point, Oregon the next day, and sat over there, and I think discussed possibly going out on that lake, but decided to just stick with Lake of the Woods.
Yeah, I've heard really good things about Lake of the Woods, so I decided that I did not want to do Fish Lake because I hadn't really heard a whole lot about it. And
I mean, it looked pretty, but it didn't look like anything crazy.
Yeah.
It was a decent looking lake, but...
So after did we eat breakfast or did we just drink coffee? I don't remember.
This says breakfast. There must have been some kind of breakfast, and then we ended up going to the Fish Lake Lodge for biscuits.
Is that the one that had just opened and it took me forever to get the biscuits? But they were really good biscuits.
They were really good. Buttery, salty, moist. And that was the one. Yeah, that was the one they had just opened, and she said she could only sell you biscuits and gravy. She couldn't just sell you biscuits. And then she came back and said, well, we don't actually have any gravy, so instead of selling you 2 biscuits with gravy, I'll sell you 3 biscuits with no gravy.
That's not what she sold me, but that's what she gave me.
What did she sell you?
Biscuits and gravy. I had already paid for biscuits and gravy.
But you got 3 biscuits instead.
Which was great.
We're currently sitting at the trailhead at Mount Rainier, at Paradise, and it's just chaos watching people try to park. There's so much just sheer madness going on around us right now.
And it's a one-way loop, and people don't realize that.
No, they don't. So there's probably not going to be a lot of noise because it's not that windy, and at most there are people walking past talking to us. But there's a man currently, I believe, in his undies and nothing else.
It's bike shorts.
Bike shorts are undies. So, in quite good shape. But back to the biscuits. The biscuits were really good. We got 3 biscuits. I enjoyed the biscuits very much. It's probably not a place that we'll ever get to go back to for biscuits because it's not on the way to anywhere. And you don't like going places you've been, so I doubt you're ever going to be like, I want to go back to Lake of the Woods.
It's on the way to Klamath if we ever want to go to Klamath again.
And then that day was paddleboarding on Lake of the Woods, so we went to the Aspen Point Day Use area and boat launch in Klamath Falls.
And we brought one of our biscuits out on the boat since we had an odd number.
I didn't remember that. I thought you were showing me an old picture of Carl's Jr. biscuits. I forgot we brought.
That is not a Carl's Jr. biscuit.
No, that's a good looking biscuit. Those were really good.
Those were so good.
They were really good biscuits. Those are some of the best biscuits we've found on our biscuit adventures. So we did that. Any notes about Lake of the Woods? I'd have to go back and watch like videos associated with it for me to have any idea about it. Did you like it? Was it a good lake?
It was, and
What was the launch at that lake? Was Lake of the Woods the one where I almost fell when I got off the board and almost ran into the pier? Was it that one?
No. I don't remember. I don't remember where that was. Lake of the Woods did get windy
I think Lake of
in
the
the
Woods.
afternoon, so that might have been, yeah.
I think Lake of the Woods is the one I was thinking about. That's really all I remember. It wasn't a bad lake. We had a headwind going back, so it got crazy going back to the boat launch that day. And then when I got off the boat, apparently I had boat legs and my legs weren't working right. And I lost my footing and stumbled and almost ran face first into the pier and was very unpleased about it. So
Very cranky after that.
well, I don't think I was cranky with you.
No, just cranky for a little while.
I think I wasn't happy about my inability to stand properly. So we left there, and I'll know where we were headed in a minute. We were going to, we were going to Klamath. We stopped at a snow park that night, but on the way to the snow park, in order to get to our lake the next day, we stopped in Klamath Falls for Give Me Some Sugar Bakery.
Which never got changed from want to go.
I haven't updated these trips
They're
yet.
terrible.
I haven't gone through and updated the. I need to just do my trip. I need to go back probably to episode 15 or possibly just back to this episode to get caught back up. Whitney got a German chocolate cupcake, which you said was really good and you would definitely get again.
Absolutely.
And then we went in. It was the end of the day. She didn't have much of a selection, and I'd seen where she at times has cheesecakes, and I was set on having cheesecake. And I was also about to pee on myself, so I walked in and looked and saw what she had and didn't see anything I wanted. And then, like, not in a huff, but in a rush, I was like, I'm going outside. So I went back outside to the... Oh, are you shaking your head at what's happening in the parking lot right now? Oh, no, you didn't! No! How rude!
Driving the wrong way and zipped into this spot.
Oh, man, that woman is a much kinder soul than I am. I would be losing my mind if this man would have done that to me.
I'm gonna laugh if he stays parked like this.
Whitney would have had to introduce some serious happy pills into my life to keep me from having words with this man just now. But I went outside to the van and tinkled in order to not be doing the pee-pee dance, and came back inside and told the woman she didn't really have anything in the case that I was all that interested in. I'm not that much of a cupcake person. I'm more of a cake person. And I told her that, and then she was like, oh, well, I've got these fresh berry lemon Bavarian cakes that I'm not even trying to sell. They're just extras and left over. So how about you take 2 of them, since you like cakes and berries, and just have that. And then as I was trying to like give her money and tip her for the free cakes and everything else, and those ended up being really good as well. I don't think Whitney enjoyed them quite as much as me. They were on the sweet side. The Bavarian cream was really sweet.
I wished it had some more lemon tartness.
I thought it had a good lemon character. I thought they were good overall.
I really liked my German chocolate cupcake, though.
I said I would get the cakes again, but I wouldn't necessarily go out of my way to get them. I thought they were good. They were good, but they're not like... The cake itself wasn't like going to Jerry Frank's and getting Jerry Frank's cake, which is just absolutely otherworldly.
The definition of good cake.
We also, in Klamath Falls, decided to go over to Hope Street Farmstand. Do you remember trying to get over to that place? That little the Good Samaritan Bakery. What are they called? Honor System Bakeries. And we got a cinnamon roll. Do you remember the cinnamon roll? I can't tell you the date.
Is this it?
We bought it on Thursday. We ate it on Friday. That's it. First impression, very dry. The flavor was good. We ate it a day late, and there's no telling how long it was sitting there. We wouldn't have to come back for another, What?
They were starting their hike earlier when we were finishing the hike.
Yeah, but that's the woman that has a really hard time walking. So, I mean, at least she's out there hiking. The old couple.
She's old.
And I think she might have, like, motor skill. Not like vehicular motor skill issues, but, like, physical.
Like neuromuscular.
Yeah, so she's out there. She's a badass doing a hike. Good for her.
I wonder I guess they did. I wonder if they did Nisqually. Anyways. Yeah.
Annie Creek Snow Park for the night. Do you remember which one Annie Creek was?
I do. We went to Annie Creek Snow Park because first we tried to go to Jackson Kimball State Park. You remember driving through there to see if we could get a first come first serve site, but it was like definitely more walk-in tent camping style stuff, and it was absolutely packed.
Yeah, I remember that, and I'm glad we actually went to the snow park. And we'll get to another snow park on this trip, and it kind of defeats my preference of wanting to go to a snow park. But, like, we go to the snow parks, and they're nice because they're not campgrounds, so you don't generally have to worry about campfires. But there's another snow park that we stay at on this trip, and there was a family there whose children were ripping around on their dirt bikes. And then they started a fire in the parking lot outside of their trailer.
Which honestly probably isn't allowed. I don't know. I didn't look into it.
Well, and then everywhere you go, everything says no unattended fires. And every time I looked outside, there was actually no one outside with the fire. It was literally just like, we're in the camper, we need to start a fire.
Yeah.
Like, no one needs to actually be around the fire, but I need the universe to know that I'm camping, so I need a fire.
Right.
So Annie Creek, and then we woke up. Whitney wanted me to wake her up early the next morning because...
Well, you always wake up at like 5 o'clock in the morning anyways.
Yeah, roughly.
So I was like, well, let's just wake up like 30 minutes early and drive into Crater Lake National Park because we're only like 30 minutes outside the park, and we can go watch the sunrise over the lake.
Yep.
So we did that, and we got into the park at like 4:45 or something.
Early. We got there plenty early.
Never saw the water. It was just completely fogged in.
We never saw anything.
We never saw the sun, never saw the water.
The sun did not actually come up that day.
It was an eclipse. It just stayed dark all day.
So that didn't work out. But still, like, even us doing our morning routine, like going and drinking our coffee, like going and just the vibes of drinking your coffee at Crater Lake is good enough and better than drinking your coffee a lot of other places. So, I mean, poor us.
And it was cold.
We just on a whim decided it was freezing.
It was June 20th, and it was in the 30s when we got up that morning.
It was so cold. I forgot how cold it was. That was funny. We stopped at the Senat Memorial parking area at Crater Lake in order to do our coffee stuff. On our way to Bend, we tried stopping at Wickiup Junction in Lapine, Oregon, and I think this might be our third attempt at Wickiup for donuts. I think we've gotten a donut from Wickiup once before, and it was one of those where it was just like, this is what they have, and it's supposed to be really good.
And I don't even remember if we managed to get a donut or if we got some other sort of pastry, like maybe like a bear claw or something.
I don't know. Everyone says that Wickiup is so good, but we didn't get donuts there, but we did go to Richard's Donuts, which we had 2 years ago when the Subaru broke down. We had a wheel bearing go bad, so we had to make an emergency pit stop in Bend for an unscripted beer day in Bend, and we had Richard's Donuts because it was like a quarter-mile walk from the campground that we were staying at, but I didn't leave a review, so we didn't know whether or not we liked it. So we went again when we got into town this day, and I loved it. The donut holes were really, really good. I liked the apple fritter. I didn't say anything about whether or not you liked the apple fritter. We thought the glazed donut was really great. We thought the glazed donut was really, really, really good.
And then did we get a maple cinnamon roll?
We got a maple cinnamon roll, and I left the drooly emoji face and just said ridiculous, gloopy, sticky, delicious maple on a cinnamon roll.
Did I think that? I feel like I thought that one was too sweet.
I remember the maple cinnamon roll was A+. This entire visit to Richard's was amazing. I loved Richard's. It was so good. Whitney's looking at pictures. She can't look at pictures and speak at the same time.
I don't know what to say. I don't remember what I thought. You liked Richard's more than me, for sure.
Yes, I definitely liked Richard's a lot more than you.
But I thought it was good.
And then we ended up going over to the Whitewater Park in Bend later that day, which is where we ate our donuts. On the way over there, we stopped at Still Vibrato Coffee Roaster, which I got coffee from during a planned trip to Bend, Oregon, where we went skiing, and enjoyed it. So I decided on this trip we were going to go back, and I got a bag of coffee, which we haven't even gotten into yet. So
because you have a problem and you keep buying coffee.
We have a healthy supply of coffee at the trailer right now. We went over to the Bend Whitewater Park, like I said, to eat our donuts and drink our coffee. We had to go to REI in order to return something, and we're still having issues with REI not being dog friendly, so Whitney and Sandy didn't even go in. I just returned a top. And we went over to Farewell Bend Park for a marble walk.
And it was not right.
And
not correct at all.
It was not the correct place. Whitney ended up going for a short run. Her donuts did not agree with her, so she did not go on as long a run as she would have preferred. And then I just did one of my normal little quick body weight workouts just to say I did something. And then well, don't rush us into sandwiches yet.
Say first, did we go to with the next place, the little grocery store?
The Market of Choice. We went over to Market of Choice, and it was a whole thing. Whitney didn't even go in. We witnessed an assault.
Oh my God, don't say that.
In the parking lot. A man simply asked a woman to drive with a little more respect and not speed through the areas that she was in
the parking lot.
And she quickly turned it into a I'm being attacked, there's a mean man attacking me type situation. So Whitney and I stuck around waiting to see whether or not she was going to call the cops so that we could play witness to the simple fact that someone simply asked her to drive with a little more courtesy and a little more respect to those around her, so as to not let the nice young gentleman who was just trying to talk some sense into a selfish woman not get in trouble. So we did that. I went in and got lucky at the grocery store, I guess. I don't know. I bought 2 mixed 4-packs plus a separate can. And between 2 4-packs and a can, people just ripping through the parking lot, man. I think she charged me like $24 for all this beer, which is absurdly cheap. It should have been much more than that, but I didn't even think much of it until I got out to the parking lot and started complaining to Whitney about people skipping me in line for the checkout, and then realized how little the girl charged me at the checkout counter for beer. So the universe let people skip me, but the universe also gave me super cheap beer, so it all worked out in the end.
And then we drove over to...
Well, we didn't even... Yeah, we had to drive because we were parked at the grocery store, and we couldn't park at the grocery store and then go to the little...
Lucky we got that end spot.
We did get the end spot.
And then we went to, is it Valentine's Deli?
Yeah.
Went to Valentine's Deli, which we had a couple years ago when we were there, and...
Which came recommended
from
a random little
barista.
coffee shop. The little girl was like, you need to go to Valentine's. They have my favorite sandwiches.
Because she heard me talking about Italian sandwiches. She was like, this is the best Italian sandwich.
We were trying to figure out what we were going to do for lunch, and she overheard us.
I was going to say, it's not like we asked her, though. I was just like, I could go for a good Italian sandwich. And she was like, this is where you need to go for the best Italian sandwich. And it was Valentine's Deli. And we went and we split a sandwich, and it was amazing. And so this is our first time getting to go back, and flavor-wise, it was still really good. We each got our own sandwich, and I think I said this to you after we got them, maybe. I think if we went back again, the amount of meat was lacking, so I would rather split a sandwich again instead of each getting our own and then double meat it.
Okay.
Or double or triple meat it.
I don't know if you went into that much detail when you were talking about what you would like to do. Do you need to answer that?
I don't know who it is, so no, I'm not worried about it. Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Huh.
So I would rather do that just because, their sandwiches are not cheap to begin with. So if you get 2 sandwiches and then get double or triple meat on 2 sandwiches, you're going to be spending probably close to $50 on 2 sandwiches.
Yeah, it's really good. We also got a cookie. Do you remember the cookie?
Oh, is that where this cookie was from? I was looking at the picture. I was like, where is this cookie from? That was a good cookie.
Excellent texture, crispy baked edges with a moist and chewy center. I said it was lacking in overall cookie flavor, and the chips weren't that great. I said I wouldn't have to have it again, but it was still a good cookie. Because, a good cookie is still a good cookie. Not every cookie can be the best cookie you've ever had.
Is this the one, do you remember recently we had a cookie and I was like, I think the problem with it was they used milk chocolate chips instead of bittersweet, semi-sweet, or dark chocolate. And so it just didn't...
I remember you saying that, but I don't remember to which cookie that comment can be attributed to.
It didn't loan enough to the cookie to, stand up to it.
But we're certainly not saying that Valentine's is not worth going to. Valentine's gets super busy. Valentine's is very well known. If you want a hot Italian, we can tell you that it's a really, really, really good hot Italian. And on other people's standards, it is probably plenty of, if not too much meat. But Whitney and I are carnivores, and we like protein. So we would prefer to have a little more meat on our sandwiches. We went to Drake Park Greenway for a short walk. What was the Drake Park Greenway for a short walk?
Drake.
Oh, was that whenever we drove over to... We thought we were going to go get ice cream, and we parked next to the van that got the parking violation? Was that Drake Park? That might have been Drake Park. And then we ended up just walking around over there, and there was a little raised over water walkway that we walked on for a little ways. Sandy was not feeling it. So we went on just a short little walk and did that for a little while, and ended up at Tomalo State Park Campground for the night in Tomalo, Oregon. We had coffee there the next morning, and then went over across the street
to the Deus area, to the Greenway. Well, not Green. It connected to the Greenway. There was a hiking trail that connects to a Greenway.
We went to the Deschutes River trailhead for Whitney to lose a marble.
That was where I hid my Starry Night.
That is, yeah, and the girl got excited about getting a Starry Night, so that was a fun one.
Yeah. I walked there. We didn't walk far. Your foot was still bothering you a little bit. We weren't sure if we were going to do much hiking.
We weren't walking that much, so we did just enough to get your marble hidden.
And we saw the merganser babies.
We did see the merganser babies. That was a fun little one. Do you remember where we got donuts from?
I don't remember the name of it, but I'm looking at this. Oh, we went to 2 donut places, didn't we? We did.
Yeah, we did. We went to 2.
You remember this weird ass fritter?
That's what I was...
you probably have the picture, don't you?
But yeah, that was Delish Donuts. The Delish, was that the one that was in the shopping center?
I have them set up in a face.
You do have them set up in a very creepy looking face. You are correct. I don't know. We didn't have a lot of great donuts this morning. I wasn't crazy about the donut holes from Delish. The apple fritter was just weird. The apple fritter was like a roll that had been split and then just filled with apple filling. So it wasn't like apple baked into a donut and then glazed like normal.
I'm trying to remember, what is the dessert from, it's like a European, I don't know what country in Europe, but it's on Bake Off sometimes, where it's like a bun and then they put like cream back and forth in it and then put fruit on it. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't have a clue what you're talking about.
Anyways.
So the apple fritter, I don't know, is just like gloopy apple mix, generic apple mix from out of a bucket. And I feel like she just puts a ton on there. And people might get excited about that. They're like, oh, I never get this much apple filling on an apple fritter. But I don't know. It was huge. Whitney can speak to how big a bites I can take. And the donut was so big, I couldn't eat it. It was difficult to eat. It was messy.
Yeah.
It was just all around not that great. The glazed yeast was really good. We got a glazed old fashioned, and we both said that it had an odd, almost lemon-like flavor. And then it was dry and not as like sweet and vanilla-y as I would prefer for an old fashioned. And then we had the donut, which is DOUGHNUT. The donut was at the building that was like a standalone by itself, where the guys were so apologetic inside about not having donut holes that morning.
I think
because
so.
they sold out.
Yeah.
We got a glazed yeast, really good donut. We got the apple fritter, which was a good fritter with a lot of cinnamon flavor and had a soft texture. But it had like a weird like crust to it that you had to like bite through and pull apart. It wasn't like a smooth bite. And it didn't have any apple. So it wasn't my favorite apple fritter. But I thought it was a good fritter outside of just the odd texture of the donut itself.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like you had the same thing to say when you ate it, and I don't feel like you remember it the same way I remember it.
I remember thinking there was something off about it, but I'm trying to remember. I remember that I liked one of the glazed more. I just don't remember which one.
I said both of the glazed were good. I said the glazed at the donut, good flavor, very tender donut. But that one had like a weird kind of skin to it also. I think we liked the one at Delish more. But I'm not sure. For Delish, all I said was really good donut for the glazed yeast. And then for the donut, I said that it had a skin, like a slightly tough outer layer that doesn't bite well, but it was a very good glaze. We went to Lone Pine Coffee in Bend, Oregon for beans. I got a drip coffee and you got a latte. And then we went back over to the Bend Whitewater Park for eating donuts. We had to go eat the donuts, and we had to go eat the Delish donuts, and we had to drink our coffees. I'm trying to remember Lone Pine. I don't remember what you got. Some sort of caramel thing.
Yeah.
Normally.
Always.
We went to Northwest Crossing Saturday Farmers Market in Bend. Oh, that's where we got our dirty clothes bag for the van. So we got soap and we got dirty clothes bag. And then we went over to Jake's Diner for biscuits. Some of the most expensive maybe the most expensive biscuits we've gotten. Maybe the biggest biscuits. But big and expensive doesn't necessarily mean good, because I don't think they were all that great of biscuits. The chocolate chip cookie that we got was better than
really
the biscuits were.
I would definitely go back for that cookie.
The biscuits, dry and fairly flavorless. I don't need to go back for $6.50 biscuits. But the cookie
was... how much they were?
Yeah. Big and expensive, $6.50 each. Not great. Dry and fairly flavorless. Would not come back for biscuits. And that's at Jake's Diner in Bend.
Goodness gracious. And then that's the place that freaking... their website advertises their prices for their food. They're like...
oh.
Best... You're supposed to leave that in your review.
What? That they have the biggest portions for the best prices?
Something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Jake's Diner Bend. I'm going to read this. because it's ridiculous, but we can keep moving. We can talk. Where did we go next?
No, this is all you. I talk too much. I'm going to let you handle this.
We went to... Jake was just looking for something to do because I have a hard time finding stuff for us to do sometimes that's not super active. And we weren't walking a whole lot because of the foot, so we didn't think we were going to go on any hikes. So Jake found Peterson Rock Gardens and Museum on the north side of Bend.
Yeah.
So we went... And we were there.
It's technically in Redmond, Oregon.
Oh, it's in Redmond, okay.
Yeah, but if anybody was like, I want something to do in Bend that's like cute and fun to go do and doesn't require a whole lot of energy and is pretty much free, apart from they ask for donations, and if you go, then I think you should donate, but if you can't, then you don't have to. But with those things in mind, just like something fun and cute to go do that's really interesting and worth the trip. It was like 20 minutes outside of Bend.
Yeah.
Like there are cities where it takes you 20 minutes to get from wherever you're staying to whatever like brunch restaurant you're going to. So this is well worth the 20-minute trip that it takes to get to from Bend.
And we walked around for like 2.5 hours.
Oh, we were there easily for almost 3 hours.
We did sit and eat lunch in the van, and so it's a rock garden where this guy, I don't remember his name, back in the
late 1800s
to early 1900s started building sculptures out of rocks and glass and maybe some shells and stuff.
Yeah.
And so we just walked all around, and then what made that even better was I looked at their website. I think they have like 40 something peacocks on site.
Oh, I didn't know there's that many.
Peafowl. Because there's males and females.
There are peahens and there are peacocks.
And we learned the noises that peafowl make, and it was just incredible.
There are multiple videos on our, I don't know where all they got posted. They should be on the Coddiwomplers
I don't know if
Instagram.
Did you take any videos, or did you get them from my phone? Because there might not be any, because I don't know if you took any videos.
Oh, you didn't post them on Instagram and share them to Facebook?
I'm not
sure. Did you only post it on Facebook?
I don't know. I don't remember if I posted anything.
So we have videos. Whitney might one day feel the need to post them on social media.
So yeah, that was really cool. And then I got permission to hide a marble there, and I was like, I'm going to make this one hard because I don't want somebody to find it. I want somebody to find it eventually, but like I don't want the first person to find it. So I was like, I'm going to try to make this one really hard. And then I hit it, and then I posted it, and then it got found the next day. But the people that found it said they spent hours out there looking for it and really enjoyed it. So that was the goal. I just want more people to know about that place because it was super cool.
Yeah, so it's disappointing that the first person to go look for it. It's also, I don't know. I don't like them hides where it's like you have all these people that go multiple times, or you have multiple people that go a single time to try to find it and no one can find it. So I like that the first person went and spent hours there to get it, so that you don't have all these different people that are going and trying to find this marble.
But like if you're there and you're enjoying looking at the rocks.
Yeah, but how annoyed do you get when you can't find the marble that you're looking for because you want the marble?
Well, that's only happened when I was looking for initials on a piece of driftwood.
So.
Which, looking at the pieces of wood is not enjoyable to me. If I'm going to be at the beach, I'd rather be out looking at the beach and the coast and the waves.
So Peterson was worth the trip.
For sure. We'll go back.
We enjoyed Peterson. We left Peterson and then we went back into Bend. Or no. We went to Smith Rock State Park. That's right, because we were already up there. So we went, is it Terrebonne? Terrebonne? I would say Terrebonne, Oregon. We went to Smith Rock State Park for a very, very, very short walk. And then we left and went back into Bend and went over to Spider City Brewing and got a couple of beers. Whitney got a Brett IPA that was not supposed to be a Brett IPA.
No, you got that.
It turned into your beer.
Yeah, you got that, and I got what did I get? Like an American IPA or a West Coast or something.
And it was a whole thing. This was all after me saying how much I liked Spider City and how great Spider City was. And then we go over there, and one of the beers is infected, and then the beer that Whitney got, I ended up drinking because it was better.
You said you liked it.
Better than the beer that I got, but then I realized the beer that I got is what it was. And then once Whitney pointed it out, I was like, oh, it's actually really good. And then got beer to go and decided we weren't crazy about the beer that we got to go. It was a whole thing.
I need these people to turn their windshield wipers off.
That might be what he's getting in to do. I'm not sure. And then we went to Kopka Butte Snow Park for the night. And I think Kopka Butte Snow Park might have been where the dirt bikes and the campfire. No?
No, this is the one that we got snowed on.
Oh, okay.
So this is the one we stayed at. Snow parks.
Yeah, we stayed at a bunch of snow parks for this trip. So this is the one we stayed at. Whitney shared a story on her Facebook about us being snowed on in June.
We stayed at this one. This is the one that I chose because it had views of Mount Bachelor. You remember the view of Mount Bachelor?
Yeah, so we had a good view that night of the mountain.
And go ahead.
What?
I was going to say, and then the next day. Yeah, so I guess I should say that we've discovered that the snow parks in Oregon, during the summer when it's not snow season, they keep them open and you can go stay there smashing your nose on the steering wheel. You can stay there for free, which is really nice as long as you're in a vehicle. I think you have to, if you're going to pitch a tent, I think you have to pitch it away from the parking area, but I'm not positive. But it's super convenient. We've stayed at 3 now and enjoyed it.
Which we liked them. And I have Tire Knot craft coffee in here, but I know it's not Tire Knot. It was Tie Knot.
Which one was that?
That was the one where we got a cinnamon roll scone.
That's what I'm looking at a picture of, and it looks so good.
So you got the cinnamon roll scone, and then we also got biscuits with jam and cowboy cookies, and I got the cold brew with bourbon vanilla. That was the little food truck looking one.
Where you had to walk outside, where you were outside, but then they also had indoor seating and like a little kitchen inside too.
So I got cold brew with bourbon vanilla added to it, and an almond and toasted coconut flavor added to it. You got a cinnamon roll scone. We got biscuits with jam, and we got cowboy cookies. I was impressed altogether with Tie Knot, and it's in Redmond as well.
I would go back.
I did not leave a note about the cowboy cookie.
Is this the one? My only issue with it was the drastically different sized biscuits.
That was your only issue with it.
One biscuit's like literally twice as big as the other biscuit almost. The cookies were really good.
I know, I'm putting that in my notes right now. Really good. Would get again. We enjoyed them. I thought they were excellent.
So we did that, and then we stopped there on our way back to Smith Rock State Park.
Which is where we ate our goodies.
Because we decided, screw it. We were going to go for a hike.
Well, you also
feeling good or not.
You also had to hide a marble.
No, I hunted a marble. That's where we found the marble. We didn't hide one there. That's where we found the pink one. You have the video of us finding that one down at the base of the rock.
Oh, you're right. We weren't hiding. You were looking for a marble. Yeah, I was like, we have a video, but now, yeah, you're right. You were looking for a marble.
And we found it, which was really exciting because it's, as travelers and like not knowing areas really well, it gets really difficult to know where marbles potentially are because I don't recognize anything. But I mean, this was obviously Smith Rock State Park, but this woman that hid this one, I was really excited because she left like
she left pretty good clues.
She left like verbal clues in her, or written clues in her thing as well, that helped you determine what path or what trail in the park you should try hunting at. So that was really cool. So we found it, and we did like a, what was it, like maybe 2.5 mile hike or something, I think.
Yeah, it wasn't that long. It was a nice little, we did the Canyon Trail and the Homestead Trail for roughly 2 miles.
So it was really pretty. We really like Smith Rock State Park. We'll go back.
And that was when we got attacked by the dog in the parking lot.
Oh, that thing, yeah. That was fun.
And we stopped at old McDonald's Farmstand, and Whitney bought us an entire loaf of banana bread.
Such a good decision.
And this is also where your pineapple jalapeno jam came from that lasted us like
three
biscuits.
3 days. 3 days of biscuits, I think. So 6 biscuits. It was really good, though. I want more of it.
I need to add that in my notes. Excellent jam. Would get again.
Don't look. You're going to get mad at me for getting ahead of us. And then...
The banana bread was good. We said it wasn't our favorite, but we would get it again if we went back through there. I think we both had notes about it. We would prefer it to be different in some ways, but it was still really good banana bread.
I think really I just said it could be like slightly less cooked.
Yeah.
But I think we both said maybe a little bit more,
like
maybe another banana.
Yeah.
I think was it. Like we wanted a little bit more banana flavor and just like a minute or two shorter cooking, but we like things half raw. So, but yeah, I would definitely go back and get another one and more jam. Was that all I got?
Yeah. We got the banana nut bread loaf and the pineapple jalapeno jam.
And there was something else that I almost got, but I felt like I was getting out of control buying us a whole loaf of bread. And then is that when after that we went downtown?
Yeah, you wanted wine, so we were going to go to wineries, and then every winery we were going to was like $14 to $18 to $22 per glass of wine. So we went to 2 wineries and didn't like the looks of either of those wineries. And then as usual, Jake won because we parked right next to the Crosscut Warming Hut number 5 tap house in Bend, Oregon. And ended up going over there, and you were like, you can look at the tap list and see if there's anything you want. And if there's anything you want, then we can sit here and drink a beer. And of course, I can go in there and find something that I want. I think they had a Ghost Town on draft, and I think they had I want to say Everywhere, but I could be wrong. There were 2 really good breweries they had on draft, so I ended up going in there. And then I screwed up. They had a Brett beer on draft, so I went ahead and blindly got that without asking for a sample. And it ended up being a fruity beer, and it had off flavors, so it was a whole screw up on my part. Anyway, but you ended up with your wine because they had wine on draft. So you ended up with a reasonable priced glass of wine while we sat there.
When did we go? At what point in this trip did we go?
Oh, were you about to show me a picture of a Willy Burger a minute ago? Is that what you were so excited about?
Yeah, but before we get to that, was it the day before that we walked around for a little while when you decided you wanted to look and see if you could find a hat that you liked, or was it this day? Because this is when I
found your necklace.
Found the person.
I don't know. I probably didn't leave in my notes that we just wandered around Bend looking for hats or anything. I don't normally leave notes like that. I normally expect you to remember when we did stuff like that.
But I'm trying to remember if it was the day before. I think it was the day before that we walked around for a little while looking for hats. And then I'm trying to remember where I saw them.
When it was impossible to find a public restroom.
No, this was that day. So we walked around looking for a hat for you and then went into one more store to look for a hat. And we went into the store where he's like, yeah, my dad hats are upstairs. And it was like Miller Lite, Coors Light dad hats.
Yeah, it was like vintage beer hats.
But the woman that makes the necklace I just got had a few necklaces in there, and so I discovered her and went and got a necklace yesterday. And then, second best burger award goes to...
Is second best behind Dream Burger.
Yeah. Although I would probably have to have them side by side to blind to...
So we went to Willy Burger.
I wish we were rich.
Which is outside of Deschutes Brewing in Bend, and got smash burgers.
And we added grilled jalapenos. Weren't they grilled?
Yeah, they were really good. $17 with a small bag of chips. They don't do fries. We got jalapenos added.
Yeah, so they were only $16 without the jalapenos.
So they were really good.
Did you get a triple?
Really, really, really good.
I think you did get a triple.
I think I did. That would make sense.
I don't know the last time you got a burger and didn't get a triple.
Triple's my way to go.
If it's smashies.
I just prefer a triple for a smash burger.
Oh.
What?
And then we went and got ice cream.
Then we did go and get ice cream.
From where?
From Handel's.
Handel's. What do they call their mixed things? Is that where the concretes are?
The hurricanes.
Hurricane, that's what it is. Not a blizzard, but a hurricane. You're right. They use soft serve, so we didn't get those, but we got really good ice cream.
Well, the chocolate peanut butter brownie that I got was amazing. I got frosted animal cookie, and I need to just stop getting like dumb, childish, sugary, confectionery ice creams. I don't do it that often, but every time I do it, I end up regretting it. It's never as good as I want it to be. But the chocolate peanut butter brownie was amazing. Absolutely one of the best ice creams.
What did I get?
I don't know. What did you get?
You didn't put it in the note?
I put my things in my notes.
You're supposed to put the whole trip in your notes.
Sometimes I put your flavors in.
You usually do. I got a caramel and a chocolate of some sort.
With a caramel sauce.
Yeah. And it was really good. I feel like I gave you several bites of it, and you thought they were really good too. Didn't I get like a chocolate brownie?
No, I thought Handel's was really, really good. For sure.
Where the closest Handel's is. Let's go get ice cream. My phone's gonna die.
You want to plug it in? So we went to Ray Benson Snow Park that night in Sisters, Oregon for the night. We sat there and had coffee and banana bread for breakfast.
Where'd we get banana bread though?
And then the next morning, before we went to the lake that we were going to be on that day, we stopped at one spot to see if we could find a marble for Whitney, and it was not working out. So we gave up on that marble and then drove over to another section of road where there was a marble buried at the base of a road sign. Oh, that's your big marble that you got.
Big, and it's pretty. I really like it.
Can I have my water?
Yeah.
I need another go juice. This is a 2-go juice kind of day.
And then we went and hiked.
We did the Waterfalls Loop Trail.
We didn't do the loop trail. We just did part of it because we never crossed the river. But we did Sahaley and Coosa Falls on the McKenzie River, slightly upstream from the famous Blue Pool.
It was really, really, really pretty.
The water's ridiculous and it's cold. So we did that. It was, what, mile and a half, 2 miles maybe?
Oh, it was nothing. It was
super easy.
Such an easy hike.
Kind of rooty, kind of rocky at times, but definitely not strenuous and really pretty. By the time we finished, because we got there super early, there were a lot of people showing up to do the hike.
It's not a large parking area, so it fills up very quickly.
But there are 2 different parking areas that you can go to do the hikes, which is nice. And then we left to go paddleboard.
On
Clear Lake, which lives up to its name. Which is
Sisters, Oregon still.
And it was ridiculous. I've read that the water only gets up to like maybe the low 40s during the summer. And the water is ridiculous, and it's also the one that has an underwater forest. So we're just like paddleboarding through this water, and then all of a sudden there would be a tree just growing up out of, I don't even know if they're growing anymore. I don't know. But just poking up out of the water, and they would come to within like 6 inches of the surface of the water, so we would have to like steer around it to make sure we didn't get punctured by a tree. It's
worth it to just go and like skip through. If you don't want to sit down and watch the whole video, it's worth it to at least watch the first 25 minutes of the Clear Lake paddleboarding video on YouTube.
And you posted some shorts.
And I posted some shorts. I mean, the stuff that's probably worth seeing are in like shorts and reels. But if you go to the video and then just watch up to the point that we're distracted by the little baby ducks and then the mama duck tells us to go away, like that's pretty much the best part of the video. The rest of the video is just us going out into the main body of water, which wasn't as pretty, and then paddling back.
I think the part that was bigger, I think might have been deeper, so the water, you can't see the bottom because the water is just too deep, so it looks darker and less clear.
Yeah, but the first like roughly 25 minutes of that video were fantastic. Just looking at the water and how pretty that little area is.
And watching the baby duckies zoom around catching bugs was amazing.
I think you might have gotten better video of that than what I got on the camera, but that was so funny. I thought that was amazing. The clouds are finally starting to clear up.
I know.
We couldn't see this mountain formation that was out here a little while ago.
I don't know what it's going to do for the rest of the day. I don't know what hike we're going to do later.
So we finished at Clear Lake. Clear Lake was really cool. I would go back to Clear Lake for sure.
Absolutely. Get there early. Because it turns into a madhouse.
It gets absolutely wild.
Because we were there on a Monday, and by the time we left, it was still insanely busy. But I do think that there might be another spot that you can go put in. But we were at the resort, so obviously it's going to be pretty busy.
And we did get biscuits from the Clear Lake Resort that morning.
Did we? I couldn't. That's the one, I remember it. You walked in, and the counter was to the left. And we got something else.
Yeah, we got...
Oh, that was really good. Do you have the name of it?
No, I have that I got... No, I didn't put that in there at all. I said Clear Lake Resort for biscuits.
I don't remember what it was, but it was like a maple pull-apart cinnamon bread.
Yeah, it was a
thing.
maple
and
something.
I really enjoyed it.
That was the one I went in and ordered the biscuits and was like adamant that the biscuits not be sliced or toasted.
Because we got them that morning and weren't going to eat them until after we paddleboarded with our lunch.
And I watched the young man slice and toast the biscuits. And I was like, surely these aren't my biscuits, because I was very, very, very clear when I ordered that I did not want them sliced or toasted. So when he threw them in the box and put them on the counter and said, here are your biscuits, I was like, that's great and all, but can I have biscuits that haven't been sliced or toasted? So
people think I don't understand people thinking it's so weird that we just want whole, untarnished biscuits.
Just give me biscuits.
I'm like, I'm making this literally as easy for you as possible. Just hand me a biscuit. You can put it straight in my hand and I'll go put it in a Ziploc bag in my van.
Oh, and this was the day we sat on the picnic table and ate lunch. We had our lunch, we had biscuits, and we had banana bread at the picnic table in the area over at Clear Lake, and did that. And then we ended up going out to the coast and stayed at the Jesse M. Honeyman State Park campground that we like so much near Florence.
Yeah, on the south side of Florence.
And then it's Florence, so if you know, if Jake and Whitney are in Florence...
No, if we're anywhere near Florence.
If we're in Florence and it's not a Sunday or a Monday, then we are going to Big Dog and getting apple fritters. So we got apple fritters, and then I enjoy going to I call it the boardwalk. I enjoy going to the little downtown harbor area in Florence. We went over there and I wanted to get some River Roasters coffee, but they weren't open. So instead we just went over to the harbor area, drank our coffee, and ate our donuts. And I vividly remember those donuts. I always get my fritter with maple from Big Dog, and it was so good. I want one right now.
I know. Every time I see a picture, I'm like, God, I need one of these.
I want one so bad. This was also on our trip south on this day. Are you going to see a picture of it? Are you going to know what I'm talking about? Coffee, Langlois, cold brew, chai.
I know what you're talking about, but did we do that? No, I didn't take a picture of that coffee. Did we do that before we went and did the hike?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because Langlois north of Port Orford.
We did the Florence boardwalk for coffee and donuts, and then we stopped in Langlois, Oregon to get a bag of beans for me, of course, and then a cold brew chai for you. And then we continued south and got to Port Orford and went to the Port Orford Heads State Park for a short walk that I did a video for that I think came out fantastic. It was so pretty. It was such a pretty walk. I can't even call it a hike. It wasn't a hike.
It was a hike.
Yeah, I guess. It was a hike.
And we hit a marble.
And you hit them. Did that one get found?
That one got found. The woman took her 2 corgis for a walk and found it.
Okay.
The boys.
So Whitney did marble things. Everything's marble things now. We're going to hide a marble here at Mount Rainier at some point. We're going to go to the top of Mount Rainier and hide one at the top of Mount Rainier. And then we stopped at Coastal Market for cookies. And then I got a piece of cake. And then Whitney was calling me fat and was complaining that she didn't have anything to even out me getting a piece of cake.
Was I wrong?
So
You didn't even tell me before you ordered it that you were getting it for yourself, because you were like, oh, should we get Miss Charlotte something? And then you ordered a piece of cake.
I ordered a bourbon butter pecan cake and then decided that Miss Charlotte needed it more than I did. So I happily took it over to Miss Charlotte, and I think she might have grudgingly shared it with Mr. Ron. But
that was also when they were trialing some. The owners recognize us now at. Did you say where we went? Coastal Market.
Coastal Market in Gold Beach, Oregon.
The owners recognize us now because we pretty much stop in every time we can.
Yeah.
Quite often we tend to drive through on either one of the days that they're closed or sometimes after they're closed as well, so we don't get to go every time. But we got the things that we got, and then the man came out and he's like, here, she was trying something and it didn't work out how she wanted it to, so take these 2 little, it was fig, right?
I don't remember what he said they were. I honestly thought he said like mixed berry or something.
Oh, okay. But it was like a little pastry fruit-filled thing that just exploded and were messy, so she didn't want to sell them, so she gave us those, and they were really good.
They were really, really good.
The fruit had baked, so it got kind of sticky and stuck in your teeth, which you definitely didn't like.
No, but that was more to do with the
explosion of it,
the edges that I shouldn't have eaten, as opposed to the actual pastry itself. But that was it. Then we made it home.
Did you say the cookies we got?
What cookies that we got?
You got cake, but we got cookies. We got the...
Oh, all it says is Coastal Market for cookies and cake for Miss Charlotte. It doesn't say anything about the cookies. Was that when we got the delicious chocolate cookies?
It was when we got the coffee cookie and the Cafe de Ola massive chocolate chip and the caramel pecan massive chocolate chip.
I thought the cookies were amazing. I guess I just blow past it because I just assume everything we get from Coastal Market's absolutely amazing. I enjoyed the cookies very much. I would happily, like as usual, if she has cookies, I'm getting her cookies. She does a really good job with cookies. She does a really good job with everything.
Yeah, all of her stuff's good.
She's quite talented.
Quite talented.
We enjoy all of her stuff. We tell everybody to stop in Gold Beach at Coastal Market to get her stuff, so we've probably been responsible for like
very little.
$12 worth of profit for her, or less.
That's okay. We're supporting small business. Support local.
But that was the end of the trip. This is a good trip.
That was a good trip.
We covered a lot of ground, did a lot of good stuff. I enjoyed the paddleboarding that we did.
We covered most of western Oregon, just not the Northwest.
Yeah. So, that's it.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Coffee.